Welcome back. We're doing another BattleTech video here today that we'll hopefully have up before Gen Con. At least that's the plan. We're doing an unboxing of the BattleTech Beginner Box Set. Now, this would normally be wrapped in cellophane, but we already took it off, so this will be a little more expedient. If you look here, you see normally they're wrapped in plastic, so obviously you buy it off the shelf. It better be, otherwise I wouldn't buy that copy if I were you. So, let's go ahead and take the lid off here, see what's inside. So much for being easier. So, first off, we have a short story here, The Golden Rule, William Keith. And this is Colby's Commandos mission. So I'm going to imagine they're probably a mercenary unit. I haven't personally read this yet. But this is kind of like a brief intro to like the feel for the universe and how some of the fiction works in the universe. So like, the Golden Rule, one rule to live by. Pretty sure they're mercenaries. It's got some artwork here in the back if you want to see the battle mechs. It'll have like a minor glossary of terms and some more artwork of the space assets. It's a jump ship, a drop ship. Kind of some of the terms that you might not necessarily know what they are from prior reading, or they might have a different meaning entirely in BattleTech. So, and it's a 20-page short story, so you probably blow right through it. I believe the other boxes also come with a continuation, but I'm not 100% certain on that. So then you have these cards that are the record sheets for classic BattleTech, and there's several mechs here, and it comes with 2 with each one. I don't know offhand if they are different weapon configurations. Yeah, it looks like they are different weapon configurations. So this is a Locust. It's the 1V configuration, which appears to be medium laser and 2 machine guns. Whereas this is the 1E, which is a medium laser, small laser, well, 2 medium lasers and 2 small lasers distributed throughout. So that's the differences there. And then on the backs of these, one has the write-up like you would see in the technical readout books, whereas the other has some artwork from the setting somewhere. And then the same applies to the others here. This is a Locust. This is a Griffin. There's some for the Wolverine. And then for the Thunderbolt. And they all operate the same way. There's on the back of one version is the write-up. On the back of the other is a piece of artwork. And, this just generally shows you like where the weapons are located on the battle mech, the critical hit location table, how the damage and armor work as far as when they start taking damage to the different sections of the mech, and how damage flows in. So like once the arm is gone, and yes, even though this particular mech doesn't appear to have arms, they're talking about these parts up here. That's what constitutes the arm in this case. Once this is gone, the damage starts flowing inward towards the torso, well, into the torso. So that's for the classic BattleTech, for the stripped down version of the rules that come in this box. There are some pilot cards here. Have a little bit of information, skill ratings, points. I don't particularly know how these are supposed to be used, to be totally honest, because I don't play classic BattleTech. I play Alpha Strike, and I've heard the folks online are kind of iffy on what the deal with these are. So, but they're nice if you want to know more about some of the stuff in the setting. You get 2d6, which is technically all you need to actually play the game as far as dice are concerned, but being game players, we all know you want special dice, you want your faction dice and your metal dice. You're going to want your dice for your combat, your dice to keep track of who's moved, who's moving where, what weapons they fired, and don't worry, someone somewhere out there makes all those dice for you that you could ever want. Now we get to the actual miniatures. This one is the Wolverine. You can see here, they're plastic. You can see they're on a hexagonal base because it uses hex maps for movement. The Alpha Strike version technically just uses open terrain. You don't bother with the hex maps, but the Alpha Strike book explains how to use the hex maps because all the other BattleTech products come with them. So this is a Griffin, which is the other battle mech that's within the box set here. Uh, these are apparently considered an even match because you're meant to one player uses one player uses the other. If you go for the one-on-one quick start rules, now, which those are presented here. Uh, you go through here. It gives you explains line of fire and range and the damage chart and all that. And then this page here towards the back kind of briefly explains some of the other products. This is the bigger box set that has even more battle mechs in it. This is what one of the technical readouts looks like. And then these are some of the novels that kind of kickstart the setting. So this is kind of if you like this, kind of look at these products. And this box set has I believe, a more in-depth version of this because there are a couple books you're going to want eventually. And this is a handy chart for modifiers, critical hit table, cluster hit table for like the machine guns and missiles, the hit location table, movement, just a quick reference so you don't have to keep looking back in the rules. Then we have an ad for Iron Wind Metals, the company who produces the metal versions of the miniatures. There is a coupon on here. This is an older box, so I believe it's expired, but I believe the newer ones still have these. And I believe they're still valid, even though they just had to do a price raise here recently. But these are for large boxes full of several miniatures. So it's probably worth your money if you want to buy a whole bunch of miniatures. But those come unassembled and unpainted. So obviously these are unpainted as well. This is a very, very brief, here's the setting kind of thing. This is human-controlled space. That's Earth. This is approximately 1,000 light years in every direction, I do believe. So, and these are the 5 main houses. And then you have the periphery powers. This doesn't really go into those, but it does explain each of the houses, the number of worlds they own, and the phone company, Comstar. They own one world, Terra. I think they also actually own Mars, but... And then just, some other stuff here. Kind of briefly explaining battle mechs and the people that pilot them. Then, to increase your numbers, you have cardboard cutouts and little stands for them. And so this gives you an additional 8 battle mechs to split up if you want to. And also some terrain pieces for the map to add more flavor to it. And then they are also on the back as well, because forward and rear facing do matter for this game. So you do need to know which side is the rear side. Obviously that's easier to tell on a 3-dimensional piece. And then the final bit is the hex map itself. This is a single hex map. This is the forest side, where we have light forest, heavy forest. These have to do with movement and targeting modifiers. I believe there's also ways to set them on fire. But this is all one level. If there were higher or lower levels, they would say so here in the hexes, and you note each of the hexes is numbered, so you can call out exactly where you're firing if you need to for some reason. And then the reverse side is a desert. And these maps, if you have more than one of them, can be combined for a larger battlefield, which you'll need them if you're using more than just the 2 mechs. And so Catalyst also sells whole sets of maps. They also sell a set of just these from the Kickstarter campaign that has some ungodly number of them. I want to say it's 80 some odd battle mechs with it. So if you don't have to have the plastic ones or 3-dimensional ones, if you're totally cool with these, for $40 you can get one of basically everything that's in plastic right now, plus some objective tokens and some of the vehicles and some other things. I believe it's called the reinforcement set. We'll definitely do a video on that later on, because I do have one, just haven't opened it yet. So that's what comes in this. And like I mentioned in our other video, there's supposed to be a new version of this at Gen Con. The only known difference at the moment is this mech will remain the same. This one will be replaced by a Vindicator, which is a different battle mech from roughly the same era. I don't know if the fiction is going to be updated or the map to a different era or anything like that. So that'll remain to be seen once we have one and open it up for you fine folks to watch as well. And if there are any differences, we'll compare and contrast side by side. So anyway, that's all we have for this video. Hopefully you will tune in to our other unboxings. Those, I don't know if we're going to be able to get to those before Gen Con or not, but we want to do this one because we know there's a new one of these coming out so we can compare. And if we can get a hold of one of those and the Alpha Strike box set, we'll do the unboxing where none of us will have seen the contents in person yet, because it'll be new for us too, because I have multiples of these and have opened them up before, so I know what's in here. But it'll be new for all of us. So hopefully you'll tune in for that. Well, hopefully we'll get a hold of them, but hopefully you'll tune in for that if we do. And one way or the other, I'd like to thank you folks for watching. Keep watching the channel. If you want to see anything else, let us know. We'll see what we can do. And talk to you later.